loves, welcome back to my channel. This video is going to be Eliana's 10 and 11 month update. Now I know, she just turned a year old. However, this video was something that I meant to get done before she turned a year, before I uploaded that video. However, as many of you know, I was super duper sick and I didn't get around to it. And I wanted to make sure that I put out her birthday video on her actual birthday. So that's what I did, and I told you guys that I would be kind of backtracking a little bit, so thank you so much for bearing with me. The reason that I still wanted to make this video is because I know a lot of you guys with little ones find these videos helpful, just to kind of hear, our experience from month to month. And I wanted to wait to do a year update for my sweet girl in a separate video because I just feel like it makes more sense that way. So again, thank you for bearing with me. We're kind of gonna take a step back. And if you have a little one that is coming up to this age, I hope this video is helpful to you. I'm just kind of gonna run through what we experienced over these 2 months. And then, like I said, I will do a separate video for her 1 year or 12-month update. So I hope you guys enjoy. I hope you find it helpful. And if you're new here, my name is Jess. I make all different types of home, lifestyle, and mommy videos here on my channel, and I would love to have you join the family and stick around. So if you want to, just go ahead and hit that red subscribe button. We have an amazing community of people here on my channel that really just love and support one another through this journey that we call life. And it's a really great community to be a part of. So I hope you stick around, subscribe if you're new, and let's go ahead and get started. So like I said, I am combining these 2 months together. And by the way, my little one is actually napping right now, so I have her on the monitor. So I'm gonna try to run through this quickly before she wakes up, but my husband is home today, so he can grab her if need be. But I'm gonna go ahead and run through her statistics kind of during these 2 months, and then just her eating, sleeping, playing, all the things, all of those different areas. So first and foremost, during the 10th month and 11th month, she was around 29 inches long, and she still is that long right now. She is a little bit taller, I think, for her age, and so I don't know where she gets her height from, but people comment all the time on how tall she is, so she may end up being taller than me. I don't know. I'm 5'6", and my husband is 5'11" and 3/4. He can't let me forget that part. So we're not super tall people. I guess we might be a little bit above average, but I'm not sure how tall she'll be. For both months, she was in 9 to 12 month clothing, and she was in size 4 diapers. And yes, I have Chief in a lot of my videos. I see that he keeps moving around. He is so funny, you guys. He is such a mama's boy. And towards the end of the 11th month, she was weighing in at about 20 to 22 pounds, just depending on like what scales we were using. She didn't have a doctor's appointment during this time, so we were just kind of using the scale at home, and I'm not sure how accurate it is. So yeah, she didn't grow or change a whole lot in these past 2 months. She pretty much stayed right on track. She is in around the 57th percentile, so right around average there. And that is for both height and weight. So now we're gonna talk about some milestones. She has changed so much, you guys. I can't wait to do her 1 year update because there are still some other things that I wanna share with you, but I'm gonna try to keep it just within these 2 months so that I don't confuse anyone. But you guys, she has reached so many milestones during both the 10th and 11th month. This is where she really started to learn and demonstrate her knowledge quite a bit. So we would ask her things like, "Where's your head?" And she can pat her head. "Eliana, where's your head?" "Good job." "Where's your belly button?" And she can point to her belly button. She knows what her toes are. "Eliana, where are your toes?" "Good job." She knows different animal sounds, like if we ask her what does a lion say, she will roar. "Bird." If I ask her where the dog is, or if I say woof woof, she will actually go and find her little dog puzzle piece. That's what she associates that sound with. Over these past couple of months, we have really started to see those gears turning, and I can literally see her learning things. It is so cool. I feel like I can see her thinking. She is doing baby sign language, so she definitely does milk a lot, and we taught her more for when she wants some more food. Hers looks like this though, or something like that. I'll insert a clip of it. But it means more.
More?
And then I always sign the alphabet every time we sing the ABCs, and every time she hears the ABCs now, she will actually like do this in the air, kind of like she's trying to sign, which is so cute. It doesn't really mean anything, but I can see that she's trying to do the letters. She will do the letter Z. She'll kind of like do this really quickly, and whenever I giggle, she thinks it's the best thing, so she'll keep doing it. She also has started to say the beginning sounds in words, in addition to babbling and things. But if I say, find your duck, she'll say, D. Let's go take a bath, bath. So she's not saying the entire word, but she is definitely getting some of those beginning sounds. And then of course, the most exciting milestone of all, when Eliana was 10.5 months old, she did start walking. So it was very short distances at the beginning, and by the time she was, 11 months, 11.5 months maybe, she was just cruising everywhere. I mean, she definitely was ready to go and explore. So right before that though, she did start to stand up on her own just from a seated position. So right at the beginning of the 10th month, she would kind of prop her feet up next to her and stand up without holding on to anything, which was so cool. So we knew it was right around the corner, but that is definitely something she did right at the beginning of that 10th month there. I will say the push walker that she got for Christmas seemed to help a lot. So originally we started her in the regular spoon walker, which I think was a great beginning step for her. For us, it worked so well, putting her in that first, then moving her to the push walker. Then she was standing up on her own without anything, and then walking by 10.5 months. So she is doing awesome. We started putting her in shoes more often once she started walking, because especially like when we're out and about, even though she's not really walking like around, stores and stuff all by herself, we typically have her in the stroller or we're carrying her the majority of the time. It is fun to get to have her wear shoes. Although I will say I do like to keep her barefoot the majority of the time, because I do believe I read somewhere that it is good for their development of their feet, and just it kind of helps them to learn how to keep their footing and their grounding a little bit better. I'm not sure, maybe that helped her walk early as well. I don't know, but we pretty much had her barefoot all the time. And I have had questions about our tile floors, because sometimes tile does get cold, and I get that. However, no matter if we put her in shoes or socks, I felt like first of all, it was hindering her from getting up and exploring. She wanted to go, 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 and she really couldn't, because she didn't really feel grounded, and the socks especially were very slippery. And number two, she just yanked them off. Like, they just didn't last. So we ended up just letting her go barefoot the majority of the time, and I think it really helped her. So she did have 4 teeth, but the 2 top ones are not all the way in yet. And then during this time, she started to give kisses, where she just kind of leans in. She'll either lean her head in, or she'll do the open mouth like a lot of babies do to try to give a kiss. And she also started blowing a kiss in the 11th month. So if we do mwah, she'll go ah, like that. So cute. I love it. Did you poke yourself in the eye? Mwah. And then of course her new thing, especially towards the end of month 11, is that she really started to point at everything.
Balloon, good job.
So the moment that I picked her up out of her crib in the morning, she would just start pointing at everything, almost as if she were asking, what is that? What is that? What is that? What is that? And she wants to learn. She wants you to tell her what things are or what they do, or she wants to go see and touch something. So I think that's really cool. So pointing has definitely been a big milestone in the 11th month. And then just some fun things over these past couple of months. She has gotten so much more playful. She loves to play. She loves to dive on piles of pillows. She loves to be chased and tickled. Like, she thinks it's the funniest thing ever. Whether she was in her walker or if she was, walking alongside the couch, and she just will kind of flop down on her pillows, and she thinks it's so funny. She just can entertain herself like that. I also took her to gymnastics for the first time, and it's just kind of like a little open gym. In our area, they don't have any baby or mommy and me gymnastics classes for anyone under 2. So I just took her to the open gym, and I just played with her myself and tried to get her to climb on some of the mats and play with the big balls and things like like that. And we have gone since then, but this is kind of where that started. And I've already seen so much growth in her from that. It just really helps with her gross motor skills. It exposes her to a bunch of wild kids running around, which is great. At first, she just kind of sits there and she'll just kind of watch for a little while. Not because she's scared, but she is just one of those kids who takes everything in. She just like really is very, very, very observant. And I've actually had a lot of people out and about say that. It's just like, wow, she's really thinking. You can tell she is just really observant and just taking things in and really thinking about what's going on. And Chaz is like that. So it's very interesting. She'll just kind of sit back and watch and focus really carefully on things. And then once she kind of sees, you know, this is what we do here, then she is all for it and she just goes for it. And she is not fearful. She just likes to kind of take everything in first. And I can see her thinking, like I said, she's been like that ever since she was a newborn. So it's very interesting. My mom said I wasn't like that when I was little, so I'm not sure if Chaz was, but it is really, really neat to see. And then we also took her to the zoo for the first time. She got to feed a giraffe and she loves giraffes. Her favorite book is Giraffes Can't Dance, and one of our subscribers actually mailed me that book for her. So thank you, Courtney. That is her favorite book. She just loves giraffes, and so we thought it would be so fun to have her feed a giraffe. And she didn't really know what to think of it, but she loved going to the zoo. She loved the giraffe, the birds, and then some of the monkeys. I forget what they were called. They were some kind of special monkeys. They were making such loud sounds, or this one in particular was, and she was just so in awe. And of course, we had her first Valentine's Day, and that's also when we announced that we are expecting baby number 2. So Eliana is gonna be a big sister, and so that was just kind of a big moment for all of us, just as a family. And then we also had a couple of photo shoots for her. So it was actually a very, very busy time for us, those couple of months. We had everything going on with our pregnancy and those announcement pictures. And then we had her birthday coming up, which was this past weekend, her party. But leading up to that, we had her cake smash photo shoot, which really didn't end up being a cake smash. She didn't want anything to do with the cake. She does not like sticky or slimy things, even though we do a lot of sensory play. She just doesn't like it. And so she touched the cake once and just screamed, and we were like, okay, that's not gonna work. So it ended up being just a 1-year-old photo shoot, which is totally fine. She looked so cute. And then we did also have some unicorn pictures done. And the reason that I had those done is, well, number one, I just came across it scrolling through Facebook. It was like a sponsored ad and it was in our area. And I was like, oh, those are actually really cute. That would be perfect for Eliana's birthday, like little mommy and me pictures, because her birthday was unicorn themed. I went ahead and jumped in some of the pictures with her as well because I figured I'm gonna have to hold her, you know, if she's on the unicorn. Maybe she would be scared of it, I wasn't sure. And basically it's just a mini horse, by the way, where they put a little cute horn on, but it's a unicorn, you guys, it's a unicorn. So cute. But these ones are just a couple of sneak peeks, and I can't wait to see the rest. But we did do that, so that was something fun. So now I'm gonna move into eating. So we went with more of a combo feeding approach when choosing to feed Eliana. So we started with some purees, and then we did more of a baby-led weaning, but we kind of combined the two. So we did, I would say, majority baby-led weaning with some purees like in the pouches as a snack, things like that. I would say that that's pretty much what we did the majority of the time. Eliana moved into more finger foods during this time. So, you know, if we would just have like little pea-sized things, she was able to pinch them and bring them to her mouth and feed herself that way. We have been giving her a lot more solids during this time as well. And she really just eats everything that we eat. But I will say she was a little pickier, I guess, maybe more towards the end of the 11th month. Up until that point, she would eat or at least try anything that we had or would offer her. And I feel like now that she's getting older, she is starting to recognize the foods that she knows she likes and the foods that, you know, she's not quite sure about, or she kind of remembered, oh, I don't think I liked that. And so she has really loved carbs. So like toast, waffles, you know, just any kind of carbs she really likes. And then she has been staying away from more fruits, so like oranges and strawberries. She doesn't really like those. She will eat bananas and avocados, but she has started to be, I wouldn't say picky. I don't think she's a picky eater, but I think she's starting to learn, you know, which foods she enjoys more than others. And I think bread is honestly her favorite. So I'm praying that she is not going to be a picky eater, because we are not picky eaters. And when I talked to her doctor, which I will share more about this in her upcoming 1-year update, but just really quickly since it's relevant, when I talked to her doctor, she said that Eliana is actually entering that toddler stage much earlier than we typically see. So typically she doesn't see that until around 15 months of age, but Eliana is already showing signs of that toddlerhood in like 11 to 12 months. So that should be fun. But she said just to keep offering foods, and, you know, whatever you guys are eating, that's what she's eating and that's what she gets. And so that is definitely something that we want to continue to implement. So she still is drinking her formula with a little bit of breast milk as well. But honestly, you guys, she has pretty much self-weaned, and she started doing that, I would say, around the beginning of the 11th month. She started to self-wean from the breast. So as you guys know, we have been supplementing with formula for a little while now, for quite some time actually, since she was about 6 months old. And during this time, you know, she still had her, I guess I would say about maybe like 4 to 5 bottles a day, and she drinks about 7 ounces of formula at each feeding, of course, in addition to her food. And she's not eating like a ton at this time. Like some of the meals that I see in these baby-led weaning groups, I'm like, oh my gosh, Eliana does not eat that much. So I think every baby is different. It really is just based on your baby and what they enjoy. Some babies love to eat, and some babies, you know, they're satisfied with a smaller amount. I mean, everyone's just different. But she has pretty much been getting formula. I have stopped pumping, and I do have some frozen breast milk still in the freezer that we give to her occasionally. And I am gonna save a little bit of that breast milk for some breast milk jewelry. I am gonna get a little ring or a necklace or something made just to kind of remember our breastfeeding journey, just because it was a struggle and it was something that was very important to me. So I wanna make sure that I get a little keepsake for that. And I just can't wait to do that. I think I'm gonna do that here soon. I told Chaz that that's what I want for Mother's Day, but I may have to kind of help, you know, the process. So I kind of know that that's what I'm gonna be getting, but it's just super special and I can't wait for that. But like I mentioned, she has pretty much self-weaned. I am still like leaking a little bit, but if I latch her on the breast, she pretty much pulls off unless she's like super duper tired. Then she'll kind of just do it for comfort, and then she'll fall asleep and she'll pull off. So she is definitely on majority formula and then solids as well. And then we continue to use the weighted straw cup for water. And I also kind of went back to the 360 cup. So I had purchased the 360 cup for her first, which, if you're not familiar with it, it's just a cup with kind of like a suction at the top so that it feels like they are drinking out of a regular glass, but it's spill proof. So I had originally tried that cup with her, and she wasn't really able to figure it out when she was younger. And so that's when we introduced the straw cup with her, and that one seemed to work a lot better. But now that she's older and she is going to be transitioning into drinking milk instead of formula, we wanted to go ahead and try that 360 cup with her, because I'm gonna maybe try that as her milk cup. I'm not sure yet, but we have started playing around with some different sippy cups for her. And then as far as sleeping goes, she is pretty much down to 1 nap a day, unless her nap is short. So most of the time she will sleep anywhere between 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours. Like right now, she has been sleeping for, let's see, 1 hour and 20 minutes so far. So that's pretty typical. Sometimes, just every once in a while, she'll have like a 45-minute nap, and 45 minutes is about the length of one sleep cycle. So if she's not able to fall back asleep, then she usually takes another nap later in the day. But if she has a good solid nap that is around 2 hours, she's typically fine until bedtime. So her naps have transitioned from, 2 or 3 a day down to 1 to 2 a day. So her wake windows have definitely gotten a lot longer. She still is sleeping through the night. She goes to bed around 6 to 6:30 at night and wakes up at 6 to 6:30 in the morning. So it's been averaging out to be about 12 hours a night. And I get so many questions about sleep training. So we ended up doing the Taking Care of Babies sleep training program. And it is a sleep training method, but she has options within her program where if you want to do it in a more gentle way or, you know, just however you want to do it, she can accommodate that. So I love her program. It worked for us in like 5 or 6 nights. We started on the day that she was 5 months old, and like I said, 5 or 6 nights later, she was completely sleeping through the night without any feedings during the nighttime, and she's been sleeping through the night ever since. She did sleep through the night, I would say about 6 to 7 hours when she was a newborn, when she was about 2 months old. And then we went through that 3 to 4 month sleep regression. Woo! Yes, I did not want that to continue. So like I said, we started on the day that she turned 5 months, and it has been a game changer. If you are struggling with getting your little one to sleep, try taking care of babies. I know it's pricey, but in my opinion, it's totally worth it. It worked for us, and I know that it has worked for a lot of other people as well. So with this baby, I am sure that I will probably do, I don't know what her programs are as far as like maybe the newborn one goes, maybe it's up to 3 months. I really want something for that regression time period, because when that comes up again, I need to know what to do before that 5th month comes around. So Kara, we're coming for you with this baby. And then of course we will use the same program for this baby to sleep train at 5 months again, because it worked so well for Eliana. Of course, all babies are different. It may not work exactly the same for this baby, but my hope is that it will be pretty close. And then just a couple of other things that I'm gonna wrap up with, a few things that she loves. Eliana loves baths. So she has now figured out how to play at bath time really well. She loves it. It's one of her favorite things to do. She just loves playing in the water, you guys. So like I said, we do a lot of sensory things anyway, but something about being in the bath, she loves. She just goes to town and plays like crazy in there and splashes like crazy too. So she loves baths and she loves books. So this was kind of the stage where she really started to get into books, and she'll just sit there and she'll just flip through the pages. She'll look at the pictures, she'll point to things, and she wants you to tell her what they are, or sometimes I will make animal sounds. We'll talk about colors, we'll count, all kinds of things. There's so many things that you can do with books besides just reading them, which she loves to do as well, but she has been very into books lately. And then I also wanted to quickly mention that we did get a new car seat over Christmas. My parents were so generous and did upgrade our car seat to, I believe it's the Graco Extend to Fit. I will link it down in the description box below, but it is really nice and you can get it on Amazon, and she can use it up until she's like 5 years old. So it can be used as both rear facing and front facing. So she is obviously still rear facing, and as she grows, as she gets longer, the foot area, the leg area actually extends so that their feet or their legs aren't cramped or crunched up into the seat. So it will extend back and give them a lot more leg room, which I love. It also is just super solid, and it just feels like it would really protect her. The only thing about this car seat that is a little bit of a struggle for me is tightening it. So I have to pull on the back, which I saw another mom do this as well when we went to gymnastics, because she had the same car seat and they were parked right next to us. But you have to kind of hold the strap to tighten and then pull it on the back to kind of really get it secure. And then of course you have to make sure that the chest clip is up in line with their armpits, but it seems like it supports her well. There are different padding areas and things that, you know, kind of can make her comfy. But yeah, we like it. And the other one, she was just getting too big for, and I felt like it just wasn't really very protective of her also. So this one I just feel like protects her so much more, and it's just really thick and sturdy, and it has a lot of great reviews as well. So in addition to the new car seat, I also got a new car. So Chaz's truck was, let's see, he's been driving that truck since he was 16 years old, and it was an old, just beat up truck, and we did that for a couple of reasons. It had still been running fine up until pretty much these past couple of years, and then things started to break on it, and we were just putting way too much money into it, and we were like, you know what, this is not worth it. Like, it's just not worth it. So one day it stopped running and he was able to pull off behind Publix, and we were like, you know what, I think it's time. like, it's time now. Now we have a child. This truck has finally gone. It was on its last legs and we just had put so much money into it and we just didn't want to continue doing that. So he is now driving my old car and I got an SUV, which has been a game changer because when we travel, we can put Chief, in there with us. We have a lot of space for Eliana, and when this baby comes, we'll have lots of room. But going from a little 4-door car to a 3-row SUV has made a huge difference for us. So there are so many different options for you guys out there, but if you are able to upgrade to a little bit of a larger car, it definitely does help, especially, if you are continuing to grow your family. So yeah, that is pretty much everything for Eliana's 10 and 11 month update. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and like I said, thank you so much for your patience with the order of the videos coming out. You will be updated very soon to where we are currently at, and I'm gonna go ahead and let's see. Sweet girl is still sleeping, so I'm gonna let her sleep, and then as soon as she wakes up, I will bring her over here, pop on, and that way you guys can see her really quickly. All right, so here she is. She's getting so big, you guys. Yeah, you're getting so big. That's Mama's necklace. So I wanted you guys just to see her for just a moment. We are about to go get some Thai food and go to the park for a little bit. And by the way, like, how cute is this little outfit? She's gonna be a little soccer player, I think, you guys. Boop. Show me shoes. I don't have tennis shoes for her yet, but these ones work. They're from Old Navy. Old Navy always has such great sales on baby clothes. But anyway, here she is. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we will see you guys in my party prep video as well as her first birthday, and then eventually I will do her 1-year update as well. So stay tuned and we will see you guys soon. Can you wave bye-bye? Bye-bye. See you soon.